Hey everyone, welcome to the show. It's actually just me today, but if you're joining us on YouTube, you can see I have an extra special guest with me today, my co-host, Gersky. That's right, it's a ladies takeover episode, so get ready to wuther. It's time for Theme on Screen. Okay, everybody, just like Paul always says, okay, listeners, welcome to episode 16. It's just me today, like I said, but I did bring along an extra special guest. It's my best friend, Gersky. Hey!
Hello. How's it going?
It's going okay. It's been a week. I'm glad that we're recording today is a Thursday. I cannot wait for Friday, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, me too. I feel like this week has felt extra draggy because depending on where you're at in the country, listeners, where we are, we actually got some sun and some decent weather last week, but now it's gone. So we're back to seasonal depression mode. So that has made this week tough for me too. It's been very gloomy. So, what are you gonna do?
It made it extra special or extra tough, I guess, on Charlie. I don't know if the dogs were having a rough time as well. I don't think he wants to poop on regular ground now. He's like refusing to go outside, and John's like, I really think he just doesn't want to poop on grass. I'm like, great.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I
could
want.
be. Yeah, he'll figure it back out. You just got to work with what you got. But yeah, it's it's tough out there again.
Sets out a fake like white blanket that looks like snow. I'm like, just go there. It's fine. Just do it here.
Oh, good luck, Charlie.
Speaking of him, he's barking already.
Aw.
Oh, it's just it's been a week. I'm ready to be weekend. Although it just feels like it was weekend, I guess. I don't know. Plus I've got a bunch of stuff coming up. I'm so popular. I've got a lot of stuff going on.
So. Nice. Full social calendar?
Full social calendar. I mean, not this weekend. Actually, I have nothing to do this weekend. And I'm really excied about it. Do you have any big upcoming plans?
So I do, actually. This Saturday.
That's not what I wanted you to say.
Well, don't get too excited because it's babysitting, which I'm actually very excited for. This will be my second time being alone with my nephew. Which will be very fun. I don't have a lot of babies in my life, but he is one. So I'm really excited to have some more time with him. Well, I just don't have that many. So I don't get a lot of opportunities like this, but that will be really fun. So we're going to spend some time together Saturday afternoon. So looking forward to that. Yeah.
That does sound like decent time. I mean, he's probably not much of a conversationalist yet, so it'll be a
he's
little one-sided conversation.
Yeah, he's got a handful of words going, but big on playing. So he was very into his toys last time. So it was very easy to keep him busy. So I don't think we'll have any issues.
Okay.
Yeah, so that'll be a fun little afternoon date we've got planned.
Yeah. I just double-checked my calendar. Yeah, it's definitely empty. I think I'm going to use this opportunity.
That's actually kind of nice, though. Like, I haven't had a ton of free time, and on the weekends, I actually feel like that's kind of nice. Like, you need to have some free time scheduled in to either do something around the house or do an errand or just, like, sit on your butt and do nothing,
Yeah, I think what I'm
going to
end up doing...
Play your video game.
Yeah, I want to, but I also need to clean a bathroom. But man, do I want to play that video game.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about it later too. So
I love
listeners, I'm currently obsessed with a video game and I can't watch anything else because I was going to ask you if you have been watching anything of note lately. And honestly, I don't have anything because all I'm doing is playing this damn game. So,
we did. The one, though, this is okay. So Monday night, Paul was like, hey, I'm going to throw on a cute little fun movie. Are you in? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And you'll love this because it was Muppet Treasure Island. And
I told him he needs to watch Treasure Island again.
I know, but here's the thing. I fell asleep, which I felt so bad about because I know that is really disrespectful to the Muppets, but I don't know what happened to me on Monday, but I could not keep my eyes open. So I have to go back to that one. I think I made it through maybe the first 25 minutes, maybe first half hour. So I need to go back to that. But last night, no, Tuesday night, we watched 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, which
Oh, the
was
bones.
excellent. Highly recommend. I mean, I would
Do I need to
recommend
see
that
the
whole
other
series.
bones or the other 28 days?
I do think it will make more sense and be more impactful if you have. So I'm guessing, have you not seen any of the 28?
No.
Oh,
Is
wow.
Cillian Murphy in that? Or in any of those? Is that him?
Yes.
He wakes up
Yes.
and he was wearing a hospital gown.
Yes. Yep. He wakes up in the hospital. And it's a whole thing. I would highly recommend. I feel like you would enjoy them. I feel like John would as well. They are zombie. I know he doesn't love scary stuff, but they're not super I wouldn't call them scary, but if he likes zombie stuff, but they're very good. And Bone Temple I thought was excellent. So yeah, that was a good watch.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to say that I had a really big crush on Jim Hawkins when I was a kid. After watching Muppet Treasure Island, I was very obsessed with him for a while. But you fell asleep, so you don't know who I'm talking about.
What you're talking about? I don't know.
The kid on the boat with them.
Oh, yeah. You know what? He has a really nice voice too. Whatever happened to that kid? I hope he has a good career.
I'm gonna have to do a rewatch too, because do I still love Jim Hawkins in my old age? I don't know.
That's hilarious, but that totally tracks. Now that I've seen him, I absolutely believe that. Yeah, he's a cute kid, and he did a great job in the parts that I saw. So.
Listeners, Katie falling asleep is actually very on brand for her. I fell asleep the other day too, though. We were watching. Oh my God, I don't even think I remember what we were watching. Oh my gosh. Well, okay. So, but you know how my couch faces sideways, so I just had my arm kind of like this, and I just fell asleep. And
yes,
I don't remember what I was watching or anything. I'm like, oh, good movie. Yeah, that's great.
It happens.
I'm so bad at this. I don't know why. I don't know why that happened to me, but it totally did. Yeah. So that's really all that I have watched or have not watched lately. Did you have any other ones that you wanted to discuss or anything you're looking forward to? No,
because really the only other thing we had watched that we kind of talked about last weekend, because I guess since the last was Amelie last week, which you guys covered in detail, and I also really enjoyed that movie. But yeah, that's it. So just the two new ones this week. So it was a little light on movies, but
I know I feel
all good.
Really sad about being light on movies.
We have a couple others in the pipeline because we're trying to get through all of the kind of Oscar nominated and Best Picture ones, but which I actually think
two to go.
So you watched Secret Agent, right?
No, not yet.
Oh, I was thinking you had watched that one. So I didn't realize that's a 3-hour movie.
No,
so
because I have to carve out 3 freaking hours.
Well, exactly. That's our problem too. That's a weekend one, because if I can't even make it through Muppet Treasure Island during the week,
that was a tight 90.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not making it through a 3-hour movie on a Monday night.
I know you're not. You guys are gonna have to watch it right when you wake up. It's gonna have to be a good morning movie.
So hey, maybe that's what you should do this weekend. Carve out some time since your calendar's a little light.
Yeah, I wonder if John would watch it with me. He's been pretty good about watching the movies with me, which has been nice.
Nice
to have somebody. And
I love that.
I don't know if you listened to the Amelie episode yet, but he was just so helpful and reminding me oh look, the camera angles have changed, and oh look, the colors are more saturated. So it's just nice to have somebody with you.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
Speaking of having somebody with you, I thought we would get in a little bit of our Galentine's Day date.
Yes.
Before we talk about the movie that we watched. Because I think we had a really good time up until a certain point. So
yeah, no, we had a great night. That was so much fun. So we met up early before our movie last Friday and went to I mean, they do serve food too, like a little wine bar situation, which was very fun. The bottle of wine we split was delicious.
Real wine.
Shout out to Joseph.
Joshua?
Something like that.
It was a man name, but it wasn't Josh.
It wasn't Josh. I think
but
was
it couldn't
Joseph.
be Joshua. Joseph sounds right.
I think it's Joseph. That was a really good bottle of wine, and we also looked adorable. We were a little dressed
very Valentine.
up. Yep, we went for a Valentine's look. It was super fun.
And much to our, I almost said chagrin, but I don't think that's the right word here. But we probably should not have gotten our. When I got the tickets, Katie, when I bought these tickets, nobody was to the left of us. Nobody was to the right of us. We were having a free row. And somehow it filled up next to us. And that girl next to me, she was like, there was an empty seat in between, and then her and her group of friends. And she decided she was going to use the seat to put all of her stuff in. I didn't make a stink. I was like, that's fine. Like, I don't want you near my stuff anyway. But listeners, you won't believe this. We had talkers in theater once again.
I think Paul and I are just cursed.
Surprise.
I don't know what it is.
I think it's you. I think it's you.
This is
what happened to me.
Theme on Screen's weekly reminder to please don't talk during movies.
Yeah, this is our weekly reminder to shut the fuck up because we are getting so sick of it. And listen how Katie and I fall asleep so much that we can't be in movies on a weekday. Like, we need the weekends. Like, we need to go on the weekends, and please don't make us not want to go on the weekends. Katie leans over to me, and mind you, this was the second half of the movie. Like, I could tell it was kind of wrapping up already. Maybe these youths were just not prepared for a 2-hour movie and didn't know how to behave or whatever it was. But Katie looks over at me. Can you hear these people talking? And I was like, kind of. Like, I could kind of hear something, but I wasn't sure. And I was like, yeah, kind of. So I just let out a polite shh, like that. Just a small one. Just a teaser. Just a teaser. Well, they kept going. And Katie, and we're both a half a bottle of wine deep. Plus I had a Slurpee and we had popcorn in our hands. So we were just not in the mood. And Katie turns around. Can you guys please stop talking? And these people started laughing. Like, they were like chuckling, right? Like full, just like we did something wrong. Like, it was our fault. And they were directly behind the people to the left of you, which you were surprised that they didn't have a problem with it. Like, they didn't say anything because nobody wants to be the shusher. We talk about this every time. Nobody wants to be a shusher.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I'm just like, yeah, it's pretty wacky out there, the level of disrespect. So,
especially during this movie where I'm trying to enjoy a romance, and it was, swelling up to the end where I was like, I'm probably going to cry. And guess what? I couldn't get out as many tears as I wanted to because I'm like, if these people talk one more time, Katie's going to get up and lose it. And I was like, I can't have this happen. So all I was doing was praying that these people just shut up for like the next 8 minutes so I can just get through the end of this movie because I have to finish it. Like, that's my job. I gotta finish the movie now. And we're just having a time. And I know we talk about this every week, and go ahead and fast forward through this if you're like, all they do is complain about people talking in movies. But is this happening to anybody? Like, are we the only ones this is happening to? Is this the only theater that this is happening in? Because then I sent an email to the company because I'm done. Like, I'm done. I'm done listening to my own stories. I'm pissed about Katie's stories. And so I emailed them, and I took a survey. They only responded, to my survey. And they said that they were very apologetic, and they do sweeps of the theater every hour. So this movie, like we said, was 2 hours, but Katie and I both agreed we never saw anybody. And we were right. Wait, did you see somebody?
Well, no, so I also emailed them, and I didn't get a survey, which was interesting. So, but they did respond to my email. It was because I bought the tickets. I think it's because I bought the tickets. Okay. Yeah. So they did respond to my email, and they said the same thing as well. But I'm thinking, like, that's great, but once an hour is like not enough because so for example, with this movie, that means you maybe came in twice, and if all you did was come in for like 30 seconds, and if it was in the first half, like we said, that was great. The crowd was everyone was having a really good time. Things just fell off the rails a little bit in the second part. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I guess if you're out there and you have a similar experience or feel frustrated, I mean, speak up. Like, what are we gonna do? I mean, it's not like cause a scene. I mean, I said something and they didn't stop talking, so I just dealt with it. But you know, I don't know. I'm not sure what that's all about. So, but yeah, you all know it from listening because for whatever reason in our area, we have this experience frequently. But we didn't let it ruin our time, and we did have a lot of fun. And that's what matters. And you did say we got snacks, but you forgot to call out that we had a lot of Nerds gummy clusters as well. So,
Yeah,
you know,
we had
we
a
were
lot
having a
of.
great time.
The other secret is bring your own gummy clusters because our handbags
Yes.
were full. Well, your pockets were filled with my.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yep.
no, I'm sitting there. Katie pulls out a drink, like starts opening up candies. I'm like, do you have a Subway sandwich in there? Like I didn't. So
I
we
mean,
were
the worst
living
I
the
brought in,
life.
it wasn't a Subway sandwich, but one time when I was like in high school, we went to the movies and we had gotten Sbarro pizza at the mall and we were at the theater in the mall. So I
Stop.
had my leftover breadsticks in my purse and that's what I snacked on during the movie. So, you know.
I've seen people bring out some like ludicrous things, and I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
my mom brought Subway sandwiches when we went to go see a movie once. I'm like 90% sure. But this is
That's
back when the kids'
hilarious. I
meals
love
were
that.
like a little round bun. I don't know if you ever
Oh yeah, I
ate
do
there. They were
remember
little
that. Yep.
round, and
Yep.
honestly we only ate like turkey sandwiches with like mayo on them. My mom
I
was
love
spending like
that.
$8 on a turkey and
Oh
mayo
my gosh.
sandwich, and this poor woman.
I I love that. I think it's amazing actually when people bring like full on food into the theater. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for our next movie going adventure because we're going to try a different theater.
Mhm.
And this one is more of a luxury experience, if you
Mhm.
will. So we're going to try and Imagine.
Yeah.
And I've heard through the grapevine, shout out Madison, who does my nails, that they will
Mm.
deliver food to your chair. And
That's
they've got
luxury.
pizza. They've got
Wow.
chicken tendies. They've got nachos. They probably got a hot dog. Who knows what, they'll bring your popcorn to you. And so that
Yeah,
means that they're also walking through the theater and they can reprimand anybody who's being a
for
chatty.
sure. For sure. Just
That's
for
what I'm looking
fun,
forward
we
to.
should make sure we order snacks
Oh,
just
we should
like from them
definitely order
because I just want to
something.
know how that experience is going to go because I've never done that before. So, yeah, that will be fun. Something new
Well,
for us to
I
try out.
downloaded the app and we can do it all on the app now.
Wow.
I know.
Nice.
I know.
I
I
love
mean,
that.
I've got high hopes for this. So,
Me too.
um, you know, like I said, let us know if you have crappy experiences at the theater, but let us know where you're having good experiences too, because we'll go
Mhm.
there. Like, frankly, I will. I'm spending more money per ticket, and I don't care if it's going to be a good experience. I'm ready to go. And
For sure.
we went to the Imagine in Birmingham like last year with some friends, and they seemed pretty good about it, like scanning tickets. They wouldn't let they wouldn't let people just run past because that's part of it too, is just
Mhm.
people just walk through.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I'm very much looking forward to this. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say it right now, but we'll talk about it a little bit on the podcast after we see it, but we're going to see the new Scream. So,
I'm so
Caitlin,
excited. I wasn't sure
Caitlin's
if you were gonna
excited.
say,
No,
but
I am.
yeah, I mean, it looks really good. My expectations are high for this one.
I think I already know
I'm
what's going to
excited.
happen though. I'm actually like, and this is based on absolutely nothing. It's just that Matthew Lillard has been in quite a few things lately, and I think he's kind of really just getting back into more acting. And then there was also a scene in the trailer of maybe like a mental hospital walls that had like
Mm,
drawings on them or something like that. And I'm like, who would be old enough to have gotten so, messed up and still be mad at Sydney after all this time? And the only one we ever know that died was Billy.
yeah.
Well, no, they do say that's their uncle's. No one ever talks about Stu, do they?
I'll be honest, I've kind of lost track. There's so many. Because yeah, they don't kill all of them, right? Do some
No,
have
yeah,
the
'cause you know what I'm
cops
thinking
come
of?
get
Because
them?
they
Like what?
the all the new kids, they're like their nephew or their uncle is
Yeah.
as the other guy. So I don't think we've ever known if Stu is actually dead. So I don't know.
Mhm.
That's my prediction, is that it's him.
Yeah.
Um
That will be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question though. We don't have to get into this too much, but did I miss something huge, or are we supposed to just ignore, like, when did Sydney have a kid?
Oh, no, she did, was it 2 movies ago? She was walking along the water with it was in the, stroller, and Gail calls, and she says, "I know you're busy with the
Oh,
kids."
is that the one she wasn't really in, and that's
Yeah,
how
she
they
was
got her out
barely
of it?
in
Because
it,
she was like,
yeah.
"I'm not doing this because."
Mhm.
Okay, yep, it's okay. It's coming back to me. I forgot about that one because I
Yep.
was like, I have to be misremembering because how are they just throwing in that she's got like a 20-year-old daughter or
Yeah, and
something
her
at this
husband is
point,
like Joel
late
McHale
teens or
now.
whatever? Really?
Yeah, funny guy.
In the movie?
Funny guy, yeah. I
Oh
swear it
wow,
was.
I missed that too. I'll take your word for it. I don't remember seeing that, but I believe you. I
I'm
trust you.
just really good
But
at
it'll be
at
fun.
this type
Yeah.
of stuff. I know that some people are not happy about this movie, and there's people boycotting it, but um because they got rid of the lead
Why?
girl from the last one. Uh
Oh, yeah, and you know what? I did like her. I
I
thought
did
I
like her.
so they did 2, right? Her, Jenna
Her and
Ortega,
Jenna, yeah,
and
they did
what,
2 of them. Melissa Barraro.
is it Melissa? Yeah, Melissa yeah, I thought they were great. I actually really liked their
Yeah.
movies, so I get it, but, like, I don't know. I don't make the rules. I'm still gonna go watch it.
I'm still gonna watch it because this is what I do. I
Mhm.
I watch Scream
Yeah.
movies. This is what I do. Um,
Yeah.
so we're looking forward to that one, and we'll talk a little bit about that on the podcast as well. Hopefully, Paul gives me my time. He's been pretty
Oh,
good.
I'm sure he
He's been
will.
pretty good about giving me my time. Let's talk about
Yes.
James Vanderbeek. Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know,
You
he's
gotta.
been, you got to talk about him. All right, man.
Absolutely.
I think that we could get into our movie because I know that's what everybody's here for. And I've been dying for someone to talk to me about this movie. And we haven't been able to talk about it because we wanted to do it all here. And other
Yes.
FOP, Katelynn, she hasn't seen it yet. Unless she just hasn't
Ooh,
logged it. If you have seen it, Caitlin, can you let
okay.
me know? Because I've been dying for somebody to talk to me about this movie. Um,
Yes. I will say I thought it was really funny, just quick callback
yeah.
because we saw it together that when we when it was over and we were just like, "So what
So,
now?" Because
yeah.
we wanted to talk about the movie so bad, but we wanted to save all of our thoughts. And we carpooled to the movie, so that made it even more challenging because we
hmm
were like, "Okay, we got to think of
So
something else
what
to talk
else
about
is
quick."
new that we haven't talked about? And we both so
Yes.
badly
So
just
that was
wanted to be
fun.
like, yeah, well, I like it was.
I know. I know.
Well, if you haven't guessed
So,
it yet,
yes.
listeners, we watched Wuthering Heights. Oh my gosh. That's not even the song that was in. It was just, oh my gosh. Okay. I'll get did you have any like thing written down? Because normally Paul does the cast, but I wrote it down in case you didn't.
I did not
Okay, I'll do everything and you
fill in
just
those
fill in the
parts. I kind of
blanks.
assumed you were going to do those because my notes are like related to the bulk of what we're going to talk about. So
Okay.
feel free to take it away
All right.
with the cast and
I don't know if I can do
recap.
my best Paul impression here. So Margot Robbie plays Catherine, Jacob Elordi is Heathcliff, Hong Chow is Nellie, Shazad Latif is Linton, and then we have Allison Oliver as Isabella. Those were my main people that I wrote down. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just so excited. So, the plot of this movie, we are going to spoil it. So if you're not ready, this is the time to kind of shut it down, come back to us. Um, and then tell us how much you loved it. So, in the beginning, we meet Catherine as a small child. You see, she lives in what was basically kind of just this broken down castle, home, mansion, whatever it used to be. You can tell it used to be something that, and then the family, you can tell that they did have some money because, they have horses and servants and maids. So at one point, this was like probably a beautiful, bustling place. We meet Catherine's father, who's a drunk, a degenerate gambler, which probably is where all that money went, obviously. After one night of drinking, Mr. Earnshaw says he brought home a small boy with him. Catherine is excited as she just lost her brother and she wants a new playmate. As we progress, we see Catherine's father continue to drink and come home puking while Catherine and Heathcliff play together around the heights. Catherine teaches Heathcliff to read and he helps around the house. I guess you could say he's kind of still considered staff, even though he gets to play and learn and whatever else. As the two grow, and we now see them as adults. This is actually where I went to the bathroom, so correct me if I'm wrong, because I went to the bathroom right when they became adults. A new neighbor appears on the moor. Katelynn is frustrated with her life, her father, and partly Heathcliff, who she is clearly yearning for, so she takes down the hill to see who's there. At the bottom of the field, we meet Edward Linton and his sister Isabella. Katelynn makes a big entrance, peeping on them over the wall. That was a cute part. But she is soon invited in and she ends up staying. So she stays for a few months and then she returns to Wuthering Heights where she has a conversation with Nellie. She tells her she accepted a proposal from Edward, but has reservations because she still loves Heathcliff. Unbeknownst to Kathy, Nellie sees Heathcliff in the window and basically goats Kathy into saying that she can't be with Heathcliff because he's poor and it would be a bad look on her, and he hears it. With that, he takes off and he isn't seen again for years. Heathcliff then turns up at Thrushcross Grange, which is the name of her home, or Edward's home, years later with Kathy, and she's already accustomed to her new life. She's got new beautiful dresses. She's eating fancy food. She's just living the best life. They begin a love affair behind Edward's back, and Heathcliff is not knowing the whole time that Katelynn is pregnant. As they continue the affair, it seems that Edward has no idea until kind of near the end when he tells Kathy that Heathcliff can no longer stay in their house. Kathy tells him he must go back to Wuthering Heights, which he has now purchased from her father. Kathy's father dies, making him the sole owner, and Heathcliff finds out that Kathy is pregnant just before she loses the baby. She tells Nellie, but Nellie plays it off like she's just being dramatic, but she's not. Katelynn sets into a sepsis and dies on the bed with Edward beside her. Heathcliff arrives right after she is gone and lays next to her dead body on the bed in her giant skin room, where we have a montage of the children playing and we all erupt into tears. When the blood pouring out from the bed too, Katie, oh my gosh. I mean, that was just such a striking image. So
it really was. We will be coming back to that.
We will be coming back to
for
that.
sure.
I think this movie was a surprise to me, and it was a surprise to everyone who viewed it, because I know that there was just a lot of things going around that people thought, oh, it's just her dream, or oh, she's reading the book and inserting herself. Oh, it's, because there was the scenes in the trailer of the dollhouse that Isabella builds for Kathy and puts their characters inside, and she made it with her own hair and everything like that. So people thought it was like, oh, it could be her playing with the dollhouse or something like that. So I think this was like, I don't know for you, but it was a surprise for me that it was actually just a straightforward, well, not straightforward, quote, quote, because it is Wuthering Heights, like retelling.
Yeah. So like we've talked about, and I think you might have mentioned this maybe last week or something when you said we were coming to watch it, but neither of us have read the book.
No,
so
we have not read the source material.
Yes, I do not know the source material well, outside of reading like literally the Wikipedia recap. So yeah, no, I went into it with honestly pretty much no expectations, and not in a bad way, just like I guess we'll see what happens. Like the trailers looked, pretty good, whatever. Like obviously going into it thinking we were seeing a romance, whatever. But yeah, I didn't really have a lot of kind of preconceived notions of what I thought it was going to be. Just because I really only knew the story in like super broad strokes.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even realize till you told me that Kathy's death takes place only like halfway through the book.
Yeah.
So it's certainly an abridged version, although I do believe, there's lots of already, there are a lot of movies, like this has already been adapted like a number of times.
Like
and
2
I
or
think
3 times
most
before,
of
I
the
think,
adaptations. Yeah, and I think they all also pretty much end at Kathy's death, which I guess if you're doing a movie, that is pretty, that does make for a good ending.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, that I didn't know that either, but it did feel like a fitting end to the story. Not to talk about the ending too much, but yeah, I didn't really have any preconceived ideas of what I thought it was going to be, but I liked it.
Well, I think
Yeah.
from everything that I understood from everyone online, because like I told you, and you just repeated that it kind of ends halfway through the movie. That second half is a retelling from Nellie's perspective and one of the other servants' perspective, and then also her children. So I guess at some point she must have had an actual child that did come in, but
yes. In the books, she has a
she has
daughter,
a
and her name is
daughter.
Kathy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've heard that's confusing, too, because there's, like,
It's
multiple
Kathy
Kathys, and
Linton,
it's like,
and then
yeah.
Heathcliff has Er Heathcliff Earnshaw? That's not right. Earnshaw Heathcliff or something like that? I don't know. See, we
Mhm.
didn't read the source material, so if
You
you're
can
listening to
find
this and I'm
a
frustrating you, I'm sorry.
there was a really helpful, like, diagram. I do think it was on the Wikipedia page, and it was really helpful. It shows you, like, the family tree of the
Oh,
Lintons and the Earnshaws. So,
okay.
hit that up if you really wanna see the who's who of the book. But in the movie, I mean, yeah, you already listed out all the character honestly, there's not that many. They're really
Yeah.
easy to keep track of in the movie.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
It's a small cast, just keep your eyes on the main characters,
You will not that will not be a struggle.
No, no,
That
it
is
was not
not
a
a
struggle for
struggle.
me to keep my eyes on Jacob Elordi that entire time. If you wanna see a woman, like, mesmerized, that was me. Because when you said, "I think someone's talking," I'm like, "Hmm? What?"
Yeah.
W
Um,
What I would like to say, though, I guess I'm not gonna go in order, but I did wanna talk a little bit about Emerald Fennell because I think that if anything, whatever her heart is made of, mine is made of the same thing because I was so engrossed into this film. And the same went for like her other endeavors. Saltburn. Have you seen Saltburn yet?
I have not. So when I saw that you wanted to talk about her, which I'm excited to do because I'm not familiar with like most of her work. And she's done so much. Like she has a lot of acting credits too, and I
Yeah,
just
she's a big
haven't seen
actress.
a ton of her stuff. Really the only thing that jumped out at me was the season of oh, I wrote it down. Oh no, why is it escaping me?
Look at your note.
You guys, Killing Eve, that she did a season of Killing Eve, which we really liked
She
that
was in
show.
it?
No, she directed.
Oh
I
my
think
gosh. I was like,
she
who's
was
she
listed
playing?
as like a director of, I want to say, the
Oh,
second season.
okay.
So I was like, oh, that was cool as far as seeing stuff she'd like directed. But yeah, I don't know that much. But as I was reading it, and just because I know you, I was like, oh yeah, she's very Katelynn coded.
Oh yeah, she's super Caitlin coded. Like there's something about it, like what she does, it's almost like the word that's coming to my mind is like kinky, but like chic kinky. Like it's almost like luxury kink. Is that weird? Like I don't know how to explain it. If that's like, is that even a term? Did I just make up a term? But it's like
You might have just made that up,
it's
but
also like it
yeah.
can be really like disgusting at times, but like also I don't know, I don't have the words to explain it, and she kinda does this with Saltburn also, um, in a different way, I think, but she just loves, like, beautiful things, and she loves things to be
Mhm.
striking and
Mhm.
and sometimes colorful, sometimes not, like, I don't know, whatever
Mhm.
she is doing, it is my type of drug, and I'm going to
Mhm.
keep taking it because I am so into it. I'm so into it.
Yeah, as far as this one, because I have a lot of thoughts on that too when we get into it more. Just like the way this movie was kind of like styled all around, I really liked. I thought the lighting was really
Well, we could talk
interesting.
about it, go for it.
That like the decor. Yeah, I don't know. What do you want to jump into? There's a lot to
Well, we can get
say.
into cinematic
Um,
moments then since you're kinda going with, the way things looked.
well, yeah, I just so like I first of all, I thought the Moors were a cool, like, location for a movie because just, like, the fog and stuff adds a
I literally
lot
wrote "the fog," yeah.
to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the fog was, like, kind of a character, honestly,
Oh,
the way they
yeah.
used it.
Mhm.
So I thought that was cool, but yeah, I liked the lighting because it felt between that and we can talk about the score too, which I really enjoyed. I thought Charlie XCX did a great job. But I felt like it just added to kind of the gothic feel
Yeah.
of the movie that it was dark. Like you already mentioned, Wuthering Heights is a trash heap.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like one
that
big storm
place-
away from just knocking down.
Yeah, I mean, Heathcliff lives in the attic and the roof is patchy. Like he's not even fully protected from the elements. I'm like, somebody fix this house up for him. But yeah, no, that place is in serious disrepair and it's just like kind of creepy, you know?
Yeah.
And I think you definitely feel that because the whole thing is dark. And then it's like you go to Thrushcross Grange, which is like nicer objectively, but also still has some strange
Some
elements
creepiness.
to it.
Yeah.
Yes, like there's a little bit that's off, and that's not just Isabella's dollhouse, which that in and of itself is like, okay,
It's
I guess
almost
we all
like-
gotta have a hobby.
It almost
but,
felt just like very Alice in Wonderland to me. It was almost like she I guess
Yeah.
Dollhouse, like she shrunk down,
Mhm,
and it was just like
mhm,
everything was new and different and weird, and but also at the
mhm.
same time, Kathy was just after she went through the whole, you know, Marie Antoinette kind of
Mhm.
supercut situation, it was like she was bored with it, you know? She
Yes.
almost was just
Yeah.
like, "Mm, I'm over it now." Like
Oh, for
kind of
sure. Yeah.
attitude. But
I mean, I feel like that also fits with like a lot of kind of Victorian stuff you see though, because it's like, okay, these women have nothing to do other
Yeah.
than sit around with any of the other women who come around and they gossip. They live in the middle of nowhere. Like the
Right.
only person she had was Isabella and
Mhm.
Nellie, who I feel like she doesn't really, I don't know. Their relationship was interesting. We can talk about that
I
too.
agree.
But yeah, she definitely got bored. But like that house did have there was enough where I was like, yeah, this place is also a little bit off.
It's slightly
you know?
off. Yep. It's slightly
Mhm.
off. I mentioned it a little bit in my overview, but like Edward builds her or has her room made with its skin. It's her skin. It's meant to be the color of her skin. It's got moles, it's got veins. So and then I even noticed, and it was like not as prominent, but around the headboard was hair, like braided hair. And then like the table in the corner had like a weave just like coming out of the bottom of it and was looking like it was holding up the table. And it was just those creepy, just sort of off things
Yes.
that I was like, oh, I am in this. I am in this for the long haul.
The fireplace in the main room,
The
and it's like the
hands.
hands.
Mhm.
Like kind of cool, but also it's stuff like that. If I watched the movie again, because I was trying to absorb as much of that as I could, because that became pretty immediate. I was like, okay, there's a lot of just like slightly weird ish
Mhm.
things in this house. So if I watch it again, I'll try to really pay attention to that because I was obviously watching the characters as well. But yeah, the way that was styled was very interesting. And yeah, her bedroom, no.
You wouldn't like it if a man made you a skin room?
No. And he's like, I commissioned the most beautiful color in the world for whatever. And then he opens it and it's just like gross mauve skin tone.
Yeah.
It was horrible. Like
I probably would have started gagging.
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
It also just looked clinical. I was like, this is not a good, I was like, this looks like the bedroom that they would have in like an insane asylum
maybe
type
that was
thing,
foreshadowing. Since she dies.
Could have
in there.
been. I did think about that. I'm like, that's a choice.
Well, it's also foreshadowing
no.
right off the jump because the kids are running through the moor and it's, I think I'm gonna die in this house.
Yeah.
Like right off
Yeah.
the bat. Like, oh, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. I want to go see it again.
Yeah. That song is really good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
The whole thing. But speaking of the fireplace and then the floor is that like almost like a blood red lacquer. I mean, it was like who thinks that? Who does that? Because that color just I don't think
know.
would have been painted, but that's what's so beautiful about anything that she's doing. I just think it's like there's just certain things that stick out or kind of misplaced, but to throw you off too. And I really like. I really like that.
Yeah, it was cool because it kind of mixed. It obviously was not truly like true to its time period because you mentioned like a lot of her costumes and stuff too, and even like in one of the dinner scenes, she has like the little glittery, little rhinestones on her face, which did not exist, or if they did, they weren't wearing them. But like those kind of cool little details.
Yeah.
Her glasses, which
The little
the red
rose-colored
sunglasses,
glasses,
which
yeah.
so cool,
So good.
amazing. I mean, the costume design was very good in this movie. I thought it was all super interesting and really cool.
Yeah, I actually had outfits under cinematics, so we can talk about that a little bit. But like
Yes.
I am in
Yes.
full like Wuthering Heights moment in my life too right now. I bought a dress from a Wuthering Heights collection that I'm trying to figure out how to
Ooh.
wear. You know,
Wow.
but it's just like I wrote down like all the blood red colors, the velvet, the one dress, the
Yeah.
plastic. That she wore on the night that her and Edward were like married and I guess about to have their first
Yeah.
sexual encounter, and she was just
Yeah.
dressed like basically a cellophane like gift.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I forgot about that, but that was cool.
That was
Yeah.
another good one. All the rose motifs on her clothing. And I already
Mm-hmm.
kind of said it, but again, it felt like it was just very Marie Antoinette. Like there's so many
Mm-hmm.
um callbacks feelings like the Marie Antoinette film of Sofia Coppola. Um she's eating those like the giant strawberry. Like, come
Mm-hmm.
on. Like everything was just so good. I was
Yeah.
gagging, but in like a good way. Like the outfits had me straight gagged. And
Yeah.
then even what she's wearing on her press tour, I'm like dying at how
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
everything looks. Um
Yeah.
and then, the outfits, the difference from when she was at Wuthering Heights and then when she goes to Thrush Cross, like you can even just see the way
Mm-hmm.
that the outfits change, whether it was the color or the shape, like all the outfits that she
Mm-hmm.
was wearing at Wuthering Heights were basically covered in blood at the bottom,
Yeah.
you
They
know?
were, yeah. I mean, they were still like nice, but definitely more like peasanty. It
Yes.
was like you were saying, it was like we had money once, but now we don't. So this is the
Mm-hmm.
only decent dress I have left, and I've worn it for like 6 years
Yeah,
every day.
and more like
It was
cotton
that type
and
feel.
not the
Yeah.
cellophane or the rich fabrics. Yeah,
No. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
not like that at all.
No, she definitely got an upgrade.
Yeah, I wouldn't have left for
So,
months either. Shit.
yeah. Oh my gosh, I know. Well, so that, remember, I think it was maybe not broke, but like sprained her ankle. And that's why she stayed there when she fell off the
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Remember? Because she was like, I'm staying here when my ankle heals, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's why she was there. But yeah, should we talk about, should we talk about the plot really quick
Yeah, go back to the plot. What do you got?
before? Well, because what do you think
Ask me.
well, I just sort of feel like do you feel like there was a lot of substance to the movie? Like, we know the plot was like he left and she married, but
I don't think the missing plot was really my gripe, if I had one.
yeah, yeah.
And I do have one gripe, but talk to me
And I
about
think that's fair. I
talk to
was
me
just
about
curious your
the light
thoughts
plot. Talk to me how you feel. How do you feel about that?
about
The light
the
plot that you're mentioning,
just
that there's not much to it.
oh, yeah. Well, I feel like there were ways that they maybe could have made it a little bit more interesting, and so in moments I felt like it just fell maybe a little bit flat because there wasn't a lot in terms of development of the other characters. Is kind of all I meant. It's like he leaves, so like Kathy. Yeah, I don't know. So many thoughts on this because if only she just told Heathcliff how she felt.
That's why
then the
I'm
whole
between
then the whole thing could have been
should we
avoided.
yearn
But
or should we say, is it better to speak or to die? Call me by your
I
name.
know it's yes. So, but it's crazy because Nellie's so heavily involved in that too, and I kind of have these thoughts like I think Nellie might actually be the most complex character of the movie. At least she was for me because I was like,
That's fair.
she's really kind of involved in everybody's life to some
Mm-hmm.
degree because she's like initially, Kathy's like paid companion, basically her
Yeah.
handmaid
Very
or
older
whatever they refer to her
sister, like
her
very older
as.
sister coded.
Definitely. But like, cause they butt heads a lot. And especially after, down the line when Kathy finds out that, the incident with Heathcliff being at the door. But so yeah, Nellie's kind of a whole thing, but it's like once that happens and he comes back, I feel like there were some moments that could have been developed a little bit more between the characters. Like I back to Wuthering Heights, like why I wish we kind of knew why Heathcliff was like came back allegedly rich, because I don't know if he actually
Oh,
is. Like, he
like
never
he could
does
be
like
faking.
wide. Kind of. I'm
I
like,
mean,
did
he
he
has a
just get his
gold
hands
tooth.
on
You don't
like
just get like a gold tooth randomly. And his
that's
little
true,
slutty
but I'm
earring,
like
you don't just get a slutty piercing without.
you don't, but like I kind of wish we knew a little bit more about that. But I
Yeah.
did really like the scene when he comes to dinner and she's like, "Tell us about your travels. Like it must have been really interesting." And he's just like, "At times."
Yeah, they should have put at the end of the movie, like,
And that's all he
Heathcliff will
says.
return in Wuthering Heights 2, Heathcliff's Adventures or something, like, because you're
Heathcliff's
right. I would
adventures.
definitely like to see that. Do you think that
Yeah.
maybe because I mean, obviously, again, we haven't read the source material, but there's a lot in it. It's a big book, I
Yeah.
think. And do you think it was maybe not, I don't want to use the word dumbed down, but do you think it was dumbed down for the audience?
Probably. I mean, I think it's just like she took a direction that was just really hyper focused on
On the
the
love.
affair
Yeah.
between the two, which is like fine because that's
Mhm.
her choice. But I was just kind of like,
She
oh, I
did
would
put
have liked
quotes
a little
around
bit
it.
more.
She put
She
quotes around
did.
it for that reason.
She certainly did. But I'm like, okay, when Kathy goes back, when her dad dies and she
Mhm.
goes back, like, if it were me, I'd be like, hey, bro, how come you're not fixing up the house? You know what I mean? I was like,
Because he's
what
too
is this
busy
guy up to?
getting Isabella with a freaking dog collar around
Oh
her.
my
I'm sorry,
gosh.
listeners, we forgot
Yeah,
to
poor
say that little
Isabella.
tidbit, but Heathcliff does end up marrying Isabella just to piss Kathy off. That's his whole
Yeah,
thing. And he
pretty
said,
much just,
and you know
yeah.
what? Good for him because he was honest with Isabella and he said, you know what? I'm doing this to make her angry. And if you're okay with that, I'm okay with that. You know what I'm not okay with is that in the trailer, he gruffly says to someone, see, I didn't know who it was, but he says, do you want me to stop? And I thought he was talking to Kathy. And if it was, that would have been so hot. But that was actually a line he said to Isabella. And I was like, ugh, what?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I felt bad for Isabella because I mean, she did like she did agree. I mean, she knew what she was getting into,
But he's
but
so hot,
she
she
was
didn't
just a
want to say
pawn.
no.
I know. But then she also has to go live in Wuthering Heights and it's
I
gross
know. Can you
there.
imagine? It's one thing to go from Wuthering Heights to Thrushcross, but to go to Thrushcross over to Wuthering Heights, I'd be like,
I
this
know. Can
place
you
is
imagine that
this place
downgrade?
is decrepit. Like this place is nasty. Can you turn the heat on?
Seriously.
This is gross.
Right. There's
They had
there's
like
no
no
heat
fucking
there.
heat. Yeah.
They never even have a fire going.
No, they
Like
can't.
start a
They
fire.
literally can't.
Oh my gosh.
It's so
Yeah, talk
bad.
about like the downgrade of the century. Can you imagine? I'd be like, you need to put some money into this place. That's why I'm kind of like, what the heck is he up to? Did he really get rich or
Yeah.
what are we working
Actually,
with
that's a
here?
good
But
point.
I guess that's for part
That's a
2.
good point. Well, no, because you can talk about your gripes, and since we're in plot, I'll talk about my gripe because we're
Oh
here.
yeah.
Because honestly, I would have given this a 5, but I needed I needed more sex. I'm sorry. I'm
Mm,
gonna say it. I don't think it was as graphic as I was kind of told that it would be. Like this epic love
hmm.
story, come undone, like all this stuff. And you have sex scenes, and they are hot, to the extent that they are. But where was the nudity? You rated this R, and I can't even see
Yeah.
a butt. I can't even see maybe
Yeah, there
like a
was
little
none.
nipple, maybe something.
There was none.
I mean, call
Yeah.
me a creep, call me a weirdo, whatever. But like, I think, and I'm not looking for pornography. That's not what I'm looking for. But it's just like you have the two hottest actors alive right now, like simulating sex on screen, masturbating, other stuff. And like, at least give me a butt. You could have given me a butt.
Yeah, I'm going to have to imagine a lot of people feel the way that you do because it certainly did seem that way. Like kind of the expectation like
They kept their clothes on like
yeah, I
most of
totally
the
understand
time.
why you're saying that. I'd have to think a lot of people are walking away with that. For me personally it didn't really bother me because that's not usually my thing and I thought of anything the fact that there was a little bit like there wasn't as much that kind of created a little bit more tension that
Okay.
if there had been more, then I kind of would have just been like, oh, this is just, yeah, this really is
Right.
just Kathy and Heathcliff like banging the whole time.
Right.
But I totally understand what you're saying because I do think like that's what I was prepared to see.
That's what I
And
was
yeah, you're
prepared.
right. There was none. There
Yeah.
was no nudity. Yeah. I don't.
Again, I'm not asking for full frontal. I'm not asking for anything.
Right.
Don't rate this X. I'm just asking for, maybe one of those scenes where the camera was kind of behind Jacob Elordi. Maybe his pants are down. I don't know. Do whatever you want. I don't know.
I feel like you like legitimately saw more of his body in Frankenstein than you did this movie.
Yeah. I saw him, I saw more of his body in the kissing booth, shirt off. Because I found out that wasn't even his back. Like when he was lifting up the hay and like putting it into the top of the thing, there was a guy online that says, no one knows I'm the back double for Jacob Elordi. And I'm like, why do we have to have a back double?
And Wuthering Heights?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he said he was the back double. Like that was his back.
That's so unexpected.
That's what I mean.
Wow.
Jacob,
wow.
How could you do this to me?
Maybe he was just feeling off that day. Maybe he didn't think he hit the gym hard enough or something.
Yeah, maybe he felt like, I assume maybe he did this after Frankenstein. So maybe he had some weird, maybe he didn't feel as cut as he should have been, or
I don't know. I mean, he certainly looks pretty cut to me. I mean, to your point, like I'm hearing some buzz. I don't think everyone feels this way, but I thought they had good chemistry.
I did hear the
you're
buzz.
Right. I mean, they're both like incredibly attractive people. So it's like, but yeah, I don't know. It worked for me. I thought they had chemistry. I was feeling it.
Well, that kind of brings us into cast. So let's just go for it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're hearing the heat about the connection between them. I was hearing the heat about their ages, is that they're supposed to be playing like 20-something-year-old people, but Margot is 36 and Jacob I think is like 32. I don't know.
I think so.
Like, did they pull
30s.
off
That sounds right.
being 23 years old? I don't think she looked 23, but she definitely acted like she was. Like when she kind of had a little bratty attitude. Like when you like someone and you're just being like silly with them and like, I don't even like you anyway because I hate you so much. Like she pulled that off. Like for me, she did.
Me too. She was like playing hard to get for honestly no good reason.
Almost
it's
too
like,
long,
you
girl.
Live in the
like,
middle.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm like,
what is the other option?
Now you lost him. Yeah, I'm like, it sucks that he's like poor, but now you're unhappy because you married for money. So you should have just told him how you felt. But it's tough because I mean she's still like she's so pretty. I mean she looks amazing, but I do feel like she's probably right on the edge where she's not really going to be able to pull off much younger than like she doesn't really look.
She's getting close.
She doesn't look 20.
No.
Yeah, she's cutting that close. And I guess if you really were taking it for what it is that time period, like she would have been like a straight up spinster at that point in her life. There's no way she would have made it that long. Or just like no one ever. I mean, honestly, what I mean? Like, but yeah, I don't know. I guess it's kind of tough with Jacob too because like he's extremely tall, so he does kind of seem a little older to me, but there's lots of tall guys out there. So he still has kind of a young looking face, but also he had a beard. Like they had him in a full on grown out
that was
beard,
his beard,
which that usually ages you up, and then he cleaned up afterwards. I did see that. Good for him. So yeah, I don't know. That one wasn't too much of a hang up for me, but I understand the people who are saying it.
Yeah. I'll say this, like Jacob Elordi like set back Short Kings like 20 years. They're never going to come back from this. Like they're never coming back. Like as a short person, I really don't care how tall my partner is. My partner is quite tall, but like it doesn't matter to me because everybody's going to be taller than me. Good luck out there. Good luck out there. The only other thing was source material says that Heathcliff is a person of color. I think he's probably like a lighter skin, like maybe a black person or actually I don't know. They never say what he looks like. They just say he's got like darker skin than the rest of the people that they're around, and so that was like a big thing. So if you can look past that and you're not like a person who's like, I have to be book accurate all the time. Like I had a thesis on this book. I think he did a wonderful job. I think it's setting him up for a Hollywood leading man right now. Like he's so hot right now.
Me too.
Like everybody's going to want him. And I heard a rumor that he's in the running to be the new James Bond. Give it to me.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I
saw
say.
That too.
Give it to me. Paul's going to pull this clip.
Yes.
He's going to be like, that's a weird clip. So.
They will pull like a whole, I mean, everybody loves those movies, but I feel like they will really get the young generation in
that's
if
how you
they
do
make
it.
him James Bond. Like, are you kidding me? Like, that's how they keep moving that, like, that franchise or whatever forward.
Mm-hmm.
That would be crazy.
That'd be like
I would definitely watch.
Him with a martini.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Nope.
Say less.
I can't
say
with that.
less.
Yeah, say less. But yeah, so I know you had known him from other stuff because you watched like Euphoria and stuff like that, which I never did. So he was new to me in Frankenstein.
Oh,
and I thought he did such an amazing job. So he's on, so he's on a good run. And I also am just very interested in how like his career. I feel like he's just like
I'm also very
right
interested
now.
in his career.
But yeah, it's like between like him and like Timmy and stuff like that, you know, like there's a lot of like real standout like younger guys right now. And he also just like anytime I see him in interviews and stuff, like he just seems like a genuinely nice guy.
Yeah, he seems like a cool
guy.
like
Jacob, like he always just seems pretty down to earth. Like he always seems really like just
big book guy
grateful
too.
for his
I found
success,
that out today.
really humble.
Big into books.
Yeah. He loves his dog. His dog's name is Layla.
Yeah.
So I connected with that
sweet.
because, we had a Layla and I'm like, oh my gosh. But yeah, no, I thought I thought he was great.
What about Alison Oliver, Isabella?
Okay, so she was also new to me because I didn't watch Saltburn, which I believe you said she was in.
Yep. She plays a sister.
So when I looked her up, I don't think I'd really seen her in anything else, but she did a great job at the role because like Isabella's character is quirky.
That's a nice way to put it.
Like she is quirky.
This girl is straight up strange. Like
yeah, she's a weirdo.
Yeah, she's a weirdo. Like we said, she collected Kathy's hair from her brush to make a doll so that her and the doll could be together in the dollhouse. She's obsessed with ribbons, which okay, fine. If that's your what do they call your what do they call it? Like
shtick?
No, like I'm trying to think of
What's
a
the
word. You're all like when you have autism and you're like obsessed with a certain thing, your tism. They call it like the tism on the internet, I think.
Oh, okay.
Like if that's your thing. I'm sorry to anybody that I just offended, but that's what they call it online. So she's obsessed with ribbons. And she's obsessed with she was right when you meet her, she's like repeating Romeo and Juliet to Edward and telling him about the book. And he's like, great. Yeah. So she's just like considered she's a weirdo. She's considered a straight up weirdo. Yeah. And it's so funny that whole scene when they're having dinner and she's like, oops. And like her dress kind of falls. And every time like Heathcliff talks, she's like,
yes.
Like she was a smitten kitten from the moment that he walked his 6'5" frame into that door. Like
for sure.
Yes, she was a delight to watch. And it's so funny the difference because in Saltburn she was like not like that at all. Kind of like pretty cool girl. They're rich. They're like a rich family in this. So she's just like a cool girl with like, expensive clothes and just hanging out at her parents' mansion for the summer and like all that stuff. And she's a little kinky. I think you should watch it. A little kinky.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what, girl, just give me your ribbons and tell me about your new book. Yeah. I'm interested.
For sure. I mean, I feel like she, and I do think like she genuinely liked Kathy. Like I feel like she was really excited to have really Kathy as a friend, and then Kathy just like turns into a bitch.
She's a straight up bitch.
She is, because it's like the second she sees her interested in Heathcliff, and then she just gets like
really weird right off the bat.
She gets like weird and like manipulative towards Isabella, and it's like, whoa, okay, watch out for Kathy.
He would eat you alive. You would never survive. Like, okay, say less.
She got pretty nasty with Isabella for sure. But I mean, Isabella still got the upper hand because she married it, and she's the one who's alive at the end of the movie.
You weren't the one with the dog collar on the floor. So who wins here? So who's the real winner? Kathy?
So I guess Kathy really came out on top. Isabella.
Kathy died.
Yeah.
In a pool of her own blood, being sucked by leeches. Turns out that cure doesn't work. The only other
No.
character I wanted to mention was Nellie. You
Mm-hmm.
had said that she was probably the most fully fleshed out for you. I think that I thought she was perfectly played. She really walked
Mm-hmm.
the line from being, Kathy's best friend and protector, really well, I thought. But she also just like
Mm-hmm.
threw her under the bus when it served her. Because even
Yeah.
once Kathy found out that she won, kind of goaded her into saying that she didn't want to be with Heathcliff, and two, was secretly
Yeah.
burning every letter that Heathcliff was ever sending her, and she tried to get her
Mm-hmm.
fired, and then Edward said, "You're not fired," and she basically just showed up again like, "I'm still here, bitch. Like, I'm still gonna do it." So,
Yeah. Yeah. There were moments where I was like, okay, I do think she does care about Kathy, but also I think a lot of her actions to me just felt like self preservation because it's like at the end of the day, she is staff.
yeah,
She's not really,
she's not her
it's
sister.
like one
She's
of
not
those where you're
actually
like,
her best
you
friend.
don't
Yeah.
think yeah, exactly. And I think Nellie, at least the way she's played in this version of it, very clearly understands that
Mm-hmm.
because she was like, no, you're not going to be able to get rid of me that easily. And she didn't. But I did think her burning the letters, I had mixed feelings about that because I was kind of like, on the one hand, like, okay, maybe you should eventually like be letting those through. Like, come on. They should be able to work that out. But that on the other hand, I'm kind of like, yeah, Heathcliff was kind of being crazy. So like maybe it is for the best to just try to create distance between them so
Yeah.
that like Kathy can move on, which she clearly could not. But you know what I mean? I was like, I don't know. That one I had kind of
Well, I
mixed
think the
feelings
letters were
on.
kind of twofold because one, she was trying to protect Kathy from whatever was written in these
Mhm.
letters because she knew he was being unhinged. And two,
Yeah.
I think Nellie, look, same thing with Kathy. Look where she came from, that decrepit piece of
Mhm.
crap. And now she's in this huge mansion. She's not going to lose that. She's not going to let
No.
Kathy ruin that for both of them. She's like, now I've
For
got clothes
sure.
to wear. I've got, beautiful food that I can eat and make and
Mhm.
prepare. And I'm
Yep.
heated. I've got blankets, a room, like
Yes.
all this
They're
other stuff.
finally
She's like,
warm.
you're not going to ruin this for me,
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
but I think that, I mean, was Wuthering Heights only like a few miles away? I feel like she could have, like, he could have come to
I
her
feel like
more often than I think he did.
I wanna say there was a time or two where it was like, I think it's like 5
I
miles.
heard that's what
5
I was thinking, was it was
miles-ish.
about 5 miles. And he had a
Yeah,
horse.
so, like, on horseback,
If he really wanted to
that's
get to
not too
her,
bad. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, because like, when he came back, he has already snuck into this house. He did that when
the
he
eggs.
first came back from his travels. Yeah, so it's like, even though they were like, "Never come back here," uh, yeah, like,
Somebody's
he
leaving the
knows where it
windows
is, and
open.
yeah, and he's snuck in before, so I also was kinda like, yeah, why doesn't he just, like, ride on over there? It's not like
It's
they
so
had
hot.
security.
Come to my window, crawl inside, way by the light. That's a song about women, but that's fine. It still stands. Um,
Great song.
we're kind of getting into some of the favorite moments. So if you just want to knock off some of your favorite moments, because this is where I think
Yeah.
we're really gonna thrive. Um,
Yeah.
because yeah, the eggs are just, they're a small part of the film, but I'm sure anybody who's come across something on social media, they kind of prank each other with these eggs in the bed. And so I believe it's first Kathy pranks Heathcliff and puts the eggs in his bed
Mhm.
to piss him off. And then when he arrives at Thrushcross Grange, he puts them in her bed. She sits on him, and that's how she knows. That's how she knows that he's
Mhm.
here. And
Mhm.
so if there was anything missing sexual from this movie was goopy as fuck. Like, this movie was goopy. That's what I wrote.
Yes.
That and like the
Yes.
snail on the window. There was like the snail going on the
Yes.
window. This movie is goopy.
The snails, the leeches, the
Yeah,
eggs.
the fish
Yeah.
in the gelatin, and she sticks her finger into it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Goopy.
That was gross. I didn't like that. I'm not a fan of, like, Jello molded type stuff anyway, but I was like, "Why is there a fish
Well,
in
that's
your"
to show
like,
it's to show wealth because they didn't have
ugh.
refrigerators. So wealthy families would
Mm.
put stuff in gelatin to keep it, basically.
Wow,
And so
that's the
that's
origin of
yeah,
Jello
so that's
molds
like
and
yeah,
stuff? Oh, wow.
that's like a way to show that they have a lot of freaking money because he was putting fish
Okay.
in gelatin. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, fair enough.
So she
But
probably
yeah,
shouldn't have
she's
stuck her
like they're
finger in
just
it.
like eating dinner and she's just over there
Yeah, she was just like fingering the
getting
shit
into the
out of that
Jello mold.
That
Yeah, that
that's just
was
how that just shows you how bored she was. She was just like,
she was bored out of her mind.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would too. She had her little goldfish that she
I
fed, a couple
loved that.
times.
The vases
Yeah.
filled with like the
Yeah.
goldfish I thought was so chic. I'll never do it because
Yeah, that
obviously
was
that's
cool.
not good and they'll die.
Yeah.
But that's just another little thing
Yeah.
that is just
Yeah.
so random, but just made so much sense.
Mhm. So, yeah, so the goopiness and then there wasn't like a grace and this is a random thought too, but it stuck out to me too that there were a lot of like kind of sort of like distorted shots like when there's a
Okay.
few times they do this through some of the windows and it's like supposed to be like the old school like lead paint whatever so the glass is a little warped
Mhm.
and it like stops when someone's walking by like they did that to Heathcliff in one of the shots which I thought was really interesting. And they do it to Isabella too. I think she's like looking into Kathy's like bedroom, not in a creepy way, but it's just like the way the shot is set up, something like that. Like she's
Yeah,
not
nothing
like,
Isabella did was creepy.
um, but I was like, that was some interesting shots too. It didn't really go anywhere, but it jumped out at me because I was just like, that was a cool artistic way to like
Mhm.
shoot that and
Well, it's
add a
interesting that
little
you mentioned that
something.
because I did see a little on that. I think it was an interview with Emerald Fennell, and she said that
Oh,
all the shots that were at Wuthering Heights were off a little bit. So, like, if you were looking out the window, it would be slightly to the
yeah.
right or slightly to the left. It was never
Mm-hmm.
even. Or, like, the panes of glass, they wouldn't be an even
Mm-hmm.
number. Um, or like the door would be slightly
Mm-hmm.
off or whatever. And then when you get to Thrushcross Grange, like everything was very symmetrical. And so it was just
Yeah.
another way that she was just throwing you off. Like you don't want to
Yeah.
be at Wuthering Heights. Probably because you're
Right,
gonna get
for
it's cold
sure.
and you're gonna get hit by a piece of
Yeah,
the
you
ceiling
definitely don't.
caving in.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's good that it's fun that you noticed that because that was like a really
Mhm.
that was intentional. Everything she
Oh,
does,
nice.
yeah, I think that's a good word for it. Everything that she did with this was just like super intentional for me. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
Even like the
It for sure
opening even
felt
that
that way.
opening scene, I mean, I didn't even realize it at the time, but that was hair. The when the word
Wait,
that
what part of the opening
when
scene?
Wuthering Heights came across the screen,
Oh, yeah.
wiggled, that
Yep.
was
Yep.
supposed to be their hair
Mhm.
entangling.
Yep. Yep. I did notice that it was hair because I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of yeah, on a rewatch, I feel like there's a lot to
Oh, I'm
just look
rewatching.
at
Oh,
that
I'm
isn't the
rewatching.
cast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So like all the yeah, there's a lot of interesting details. Okay, so you were on the the goopiness of it.
Uh-huh.
It had a lot of that. I think I said a couple of we kinda covered a couple of my favorites. Yeah, Isabella showing Kathy the dollhouse, that just that did actually make me laugh. I feel like there were a good handful of chuckles in the theater
Yeah.
during that during that part. Okay, so can I say some of my favorite cinematic moments? The stuff I
Yeah.
thought was a
Yeah,
little
let's just
bigger? How
do
about
all of our
that?
stuff, all of our favorites, and then we'll go ending.
Okay, so we already talked about this one, but I said we had to come back to it, like in the opening we did. When she dies, when she's laying on that bed, the way that's shot and her just like bleeding out. I mean,
It was probably one of the most beautiful deaths I've ever
yeah,
seen. Like, who looks like that when they die?
definitely. Yeah, that was a I don't want to say cool scene because she's dying, but it was
No, I mean, but
a
you can
good looking
it's
scene.
not cool because that she died. It's cool how it looks. Like,
Yes, the way it looked was I thought was very cool.
yeah, the way the
Yeah.
camera pulls out and then you don't really realize it at first because
Mhm.
it's pulling out and she's got those, it almost looks like she's asleep because
Mhm.
I said, like, she's so beautiful that she just looks like she's asleep. She's got leeches all over her. And as the camera pulls out, it's just a pool of blood, like almost in the shape
Mhm.
of some of her dresses. Like it was almost kind of rounded, like it was perfectly just kind of shaping itself as it cascaded down the bed. Uh,
It
I,
looked
I thought it
like
was
a
beautiful.
train, like a train
Like
on
a
a
train of a
dress.
dress.
The
Yeah.
way it just like yeah. Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. That was cinematically beautiful. I wouldn't say a
Mhm.
favorite because I don't wanna be like, "My favorite scene was the death."
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that was really good. Um, honestly, most of my favorite moments are all just things that Jacob Elordi did. So if you have anything else before I get into my favorites.
Really only so two, and one is about him too. The one is the montage that you talked about already.
Yeah.
That scene I thought was just great. I mean, there's already been lots of I think that isn't, or at least part of that is in the trailers, but that was it. That was a great little, I mean, that's a great song, and I do feel like it actually builds, adds to the plot because it's like she's, just got married and her life is amazing, but she's not actually happy,
Yeah.
But that whole, the way those clips were strung together, I thought was really cool and beautiful, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Really beautiful. I want to say complimentary. I am haunted by Kathy walking across the moors in that wedding dress. Just the way that
Hmm.
I can't think of the word. The veil.
The veil.
Yeah, I couldn't
Hmm.
think of the word. The veil just floating through the air over the moors, and then like that song that keeps playing, that
Hmm.
that song that goes through the back of it. I wrote, "She's going to haunt me in that dress," complimentary, because oh my gosh, please haunt me.
Yes.
I would. I've always
Yeah.
wanted to get remarried, but if I do find, or not remarried, but renew my vows, um,
Mm-hmm.
I want a dress like that. Like that's what I want to wear.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that would have
Again, the
been one of mine
outfits
too. That
just,
was like stunning.
did be in. Heathcliff
For sure.
shielding Kathy from seeing the stable guy and the maid doing the sexual stuff.
Oh.
Um,
Yeah.
that was so hot. Like he had his hand, and then oh my god, like that was like really
Yeah.
sexy to me. I was just like, I don't even know how to
Yeah.
explain it without making myself sound like a weirdo on my own podcast. But like he did a
Yeah,
lot
that
of
was a
shoving her fingers into his mouth, and I was very into it. I was very into
there
it.
was a lot of that. Yeah, there was
There was
a
a
lot
lot
of
of hand shoving.
that.
Like I
Yes,
don't even
that's
know. I don't
hilarious.
even know how to explain that. Can you just
I
imagine
don't
this
either, but
them on set and Emerald's like, more fingers in the mouth. Shove them more.
that's
You thought that I was
hilarious.
going to say him
Yeah.
shielding her from the rain. That's what you thought I was
I
going to say.
did. I did, which I liked that, but I'm on board with you for the I want to say barn, shed, wherever he lives, the attic.
Yeah, it
I
was like
don't
a
know.
barn attic.
It seems like, yeah, the attic is above the barn. But yes, no, that was unexpected, and that was a good scene. But I did like the rain scene too. I know probably a
Hmm.
lot of people are going to say that, but with good reason, I think, because that
Yeah.
was really sweet when
Well, because
he
it's just like
tries to
something
keep
you
the rain out
don't,
of her eyes.
and I don't know that they had umbrellas. I don't think they did, but it's just like something you don't think about now. And like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say chivalry is dead, but like, I think chivalry might be slightly dead because, it's
Yeah.
like we go out in the rain, we both have an umbrella, or we don't use one at all.
Hmm.
And like, when is the
Hmm.
last time your husband actually shielded you from the rain? Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if that's ever
I don't think,
happened.
yeah, I don't think no, John's never done this. And if we only have one umbrella, I think he would give it to me, but like,
Yeah, I
the,
think we've shared an
there's
umbrella for
something
sure,
about
but
just like thinking about her because she's already doing this when she walks out. And
hmm.
that's a little tough to keep your arms up like that. And he recognized
Yeah.
that. And so that was a really sweet moment without even saying a word. Like he
Hmm.
expressed care for her without even
Yeah. Yeah,
without like saying anything.
for sure.
Another thing I wrote was Heathcliff angrily shoveling the hay, even though we found out that it wasn't his back. Um, keep shoveling, baby. You look hot.
Yeah.
Um,
You shovel that hay.
you shovel it. Hey. I also mentioned just the entire that Marie Antoinette's kind of scene of her being at Thrushcross and just eating everything she wants,
Mhm.
wearing everything she wants, running around
Mhm.
playing, having a good time. I really liked that.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I think we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about how Jacob Elordi picked her up by her corset with one hand.
I was just gonna say that. That was gonna be my next one, is their exchange where he does that.
I
Do you think she was
mean,
like he is really tall and strong, and I do think she's like a rather small person. Like I think she's probably shorter than me, right? She's not super tall. All I'm getting at is, do you think he really did that, or do you think she was on like a stool? Do you think there was like a step
I
stool? I mean, I
saw
want to believe he really did
I
that,
want
but do
to.
you think he did?
Well, I saw this couple, they were really trying to recreate it. Like she put on a corset and was asking her husband to literally try
Okay.
to lift her up and he couldn't. And it seemed like the only way he could was her actually just stepping up, like you said, onto a stool and him acting like he pulled her up. But they
Yeah.
don't want to tell us exactly what happened because they don't want to ruin the movie magic. So in my mind, Jacob Elordi is so strong and so tall that he lifted her up and pulled her in like that. Oh my God.
I mean, that's what I want to believe too. Okay, so I just looked it up. She's 5'6", so that's
That
only
sounds about right.
like
That's what I was going to say if I would guess.
just about 2 inches short. So he's really like about a foot tall. So
I don't think it
maybe
has
he
anything to
did.
do with your height, though.
Maybe
At
he
that
did it.
point, don't you think that would be like forearm strength?
I
What are
feel
you
like it'd be a
lifting
mix of
with?
both because you'd need some sort of like leverage, like
Yeah, he needs to like.
it'd be harder if you were like close to just like go from like an equal height to
Mm-hmm.
lifting. That would be incredibly difficult. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, she is probably short enough where, yeah, maybe they did it.
I ordered a
But hey, I
corset, so
choose to
I'll
believe.
let John. We'll see if John can lift me up by just the
There you go.
corset.
Test it out.
I
Test
mean,
it out and
honestly, if
report back.
he could have just pulled her in close, and I would have been like, ah! But
Yeah.
because he like lifted her up into his mouth and then sucked on her fingers.
Yeah, he fully like whether she's on a step stool or not, like she's definitely lifted.
Oh yeah, she's
Um
lifted.
yeah, that was a cool scene.
Hot. Um, Heathcliff's constant yearning. I want to bring back yearning, but only with the caveat that eventually you do say something, because you know what's going to happen. You're going to yearn forever. You're going to yearn for years, and then she's going to die.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you never said anything. This is your sign, ladies and gentlemen. If you love somebody and you feel like it's kind of mutual, don't be a weirdo. Tell them.
Yeah. Even if you're not sure, yeah,
Even if
just
you're not
so
sure,
many
say your
problems could have been
feelings.
avoided if they just said, because honestly, he got a little he got very petty. He was getting really he was being extra
Well, yeah,
with
because like,
how
what
he
was she
was
like? Think about it. What was she supposed to do? Like, there was a misunderstanding,
exactly.
obviously, but if he knew her well enough, he could
Mhm.
have come to her and been like, "I heard you said this," but he didn't. He ran
Mhm.
away. So she was supposed to go years and just not find anybody. Like you said, she was basically almost in spinster territory at that point. So
Because the next morning she was going to tell him.
yeah,
She goes and looks for him and he had left. So like, yeah, he did not
he
need
shouldn't
to
have
do
ran away. He
that.
shouldn't have been so reactive. Heathcliff,
No.
he shouldn't have been so reactive. We could have made this movie much shorter and avoided the chatty Cathys.
For
Um,
sure.
And I know you want to talk about it, and let's give it its time. The other favorite part is the Charlie XCX soundtrack. I don't think there's anything
Oh yeah.
that I want to listen to out there right now more than this. Like, come on.
It's very good.
It's very
Yeah,
good.
it really is. And I don't think I've ever sat down and listened start to finish to a Charlie XCX album. I don't have anything against her. She's just not always like my flavor of like pop.
That's fair.
But she's got some good songs out there for sure. But yeah, I feel like she nailed this. It's really, really good. And even like the instrumental part of it, I think is great too, that it's and adds to kind of the like darker gothic feel is
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of like strings and they're always just like slightly off or kind of have that like a little out
Yeah.
of tune or like very kind of like a scratchier way of like playing like a violin or something. And just set a great tone for a lot of those scenes. Yeah, I thought
I agree.
she nailed it.
Yeah. And just like including one of my favorite things is that modernity with kind of that, old timey whatever, the vibes
Mhm.
of it. They do it on like Bridgerton sometimes where they make string
Mm.
quartets, but they play recent songs. What's something else that does that I really like? I can't think of it right off the top of my head, but I
Mm.
really like
Mhm.
including music that wouldn't necessarily be that time period, and it just kind of helps you connect more because obviously we weren't there, so it just
Yep.
helps me connect
Yep.
to it. And I already
Yeah.
mentioned it, but like the kids running through the moors right at the beginning, and then house plays over the top of it. Like,
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
my pits were sweating from
Yeah.
the moment the movie started, and then
Yeah.
even leaving the theater, we were both dancing to whatever the
Yeah.
song was because I was like blacked out at that point,
Mhm.
not from alcohol, from
Mhm.
excitement. Um,
Yes.
so if you guys
And
haven't listened,
also
listen.
give it a listen. And I didn't realize this like during the movie, but when I went back, I was like, oh my gosh, Sky Ferreira. So shout out to her because I haven't listened to her in a minute. And she has some real good bops. Like I don't think she has a recent album. I went back and was listening to some of her older stuff because I was like, oh my gosh, I loved this album.
Mhm.
So that was super cool to see her on one of the songs too. I love
Yeah.
her.
Yeah, they have one from a long time ago that they did together too. So I think she was just kind of bringing her
Ah,
back. Um,
nice.
Okay, we're getting lengthy. We could go on for this with this movie forever.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to talk about before we say how we feel about the ending?
No, we can let's get to it. Let's talk about the ending.
Yep. Okay. So all I wrote was that although I would have liked to see them get together, that wouldn't have been a real earned ending for me. Their tortured lives and tortured story didn't really lead up to them being together. I think that they were just so tortured that there really wasn't a chance at that point. Um, and like we said 100 times, I've never seen such a beautiful, heartbreaking death as her lying there on the bed, and then he covers her with the sheet, and then Heathcliff finally shows up and even kisses her like as she's dead. Um, so I think it's good that they didn't end up together. I think it's good. You think opposite. Your eyes tell me opposite.
No, I completely agree. I think that it would have been weird in the context of how the rest of it was set up. I felt bad for Edward actually a lot
Poor
at the
guy.
ending because there's that scene when she's like when she's really, on her last leg and she thinks she's talking to Heathcliff and she in fact calls him Heathcliff. And then when it zooms out, you see that it's Edward? Yeah, Edward or Edgar. What's his name? Either way,
Have
Mr.
I been calling
Linton.
him the wrong name this whole time?
Now I just blanked on. I'm like, I think it's Edgar.
Oh
Is it
no,
Edgar
did I call
or
him?
Edward?
I've been calling him Edward like a crazy
It's
person.
Edgar. It's Edgar.
I'm
As
so
that
sorry,
came out of my
fans.
mouth, I was like, I don't think his name is Edward.
I'm so sorry, fans, listeners. Please forgive me. Edgar.
You were just so excited. You were
I
just wrapped up
am.
in it. But yeah, I felt really bad for him. I'm like, that man's actually been through a lot because I think he genuinely did love Kathy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. You hate to see it.
You
She
really
didn't have
do.
to die.
You really
She
do.
did not have to die.
Yeah, if Nellie
She
had
could
just
have
believed her.
If Nellie had believed her, and also like she needed to probably speak, like she was just so mopey that I probably would have been like I kind of see where Nellie's coming from because it seemed like she was just really just like feeling sorry for herself and
Yeah.
sulking. It was like, well, no, you need to get out of bed, like, or you're gonna die, and she did.
Yep.
So-
Yeah. I don't
But,
fault
yeah.
Nellie for thinking that it could have been a joke because Kathy is quite overdramatic and, could have lied for attention. I don't know. Maybe she had it in her. But ultimately it led to her death. So yeah, you hate to see it. You really do.
You really do. You really do.
You really
Yeah.
do. All that to say, I loved this movie. I don't know if you could tell, and I'm glad I'm not. Paul, you're a great co-host, but I just don't think this movie, I could have talked about it as well with him. I needed to get all that out there. And I think I'm going to give it a 4.5 because I wanted to see a butt.
Okay, that's fair.
4.5 for no cheeks.
No cheeks. Yeah, all you see is an upper body, and apparently it's not even
That's
it's
not enough
even
for
Jacob's for
me!
some of it. That's crazy. That's actually crazy that he had a double. Yeah, overall I liked the movie. I don't know if this is one I'm gonna go back and rewatch all the time because I'm not huge on kind of romantic type movies in general. It's not usually my thing, but I mean I had so much fun watching it with you. That was a great time. And it was a good movie. It had a lot of good stuff to it. It was funny because the only other thing Paul got a kick out of this when I was kind of giving him a little bit of a recap is I was like, the whole time we were watching it, I was thinking of, so one of our favorite musicians, David Bazan, has one of his songs is called Care, and he has this line in it, and he says, "Stop romanticizing cheating." And I feel like that was the whole movie for me because that's exactly what it was. I was like, oh man.
It was the most romantic affair I've ever seen.
It was, but hey, your actions have consequences.
The
So,
consequences of my actions. Well, I'm going to watch it
but
again.
that just made me laugh.
With a bottle of wine.
you got to know what you're going into, but it was just so funny because I was thinking of that and he thought that was hilarious. So yeah, shout out to David Bazan. But no, it was a good movie. If you're interested in it at all, definitely check it out. And if nothing else, listen to the soundtrack.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, take your gals and go see it and then listen to the soundtrack. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that is our review of Wuthering Heights. Katelynn loved it. She is going to see it again. Enjoy, guys. I think it's going to continue to do well. So I will wrap this up for us because we could, like I said, we could talk forever. You don't want to hear that.
We could.
Do you have any non-movie shout outs? I'll let you go first.
Movie shout outs. I was thinking about this earlier and I kind of came up blank. I don't know that I have any shout outs this week, actually.
That's okay.
This week. I say like I'm on every week giving shout outs.
I came up nuts like another week before and Paul didn't like that. Well, my shout out is to the new game that I'm playing, Pokemon AZ. It's for the Nintendo Switch, you guys. It's so fun. You get to play as like a Pokemon trainer and you get dropped off in Lumois City. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Lumois City, whatever. Anyway, so you catch Pokemon, you battle Pokemon, you do all these little missions. It's just like so good. So if you are a Pokemon fan or are just, I guess, looking for a new game and it's easy to pick up and kind of handle and there's lots of stuff to do, I would say to play it. If you want to add me on Switch and you want my Switch name, I'll give it to you.
Do you play as Ash? Or
no, you get to kind of design your own character. My character's name is Kate. She looks just like me, but she doesn't have glasses. They didn't give me glasses as an option. But she's wearing clothes I would wear. Like I can go shopping.
Fun.
So I'll battle other Pokemon trainers and at the end of it you get medals and money and like other stuff. I use my money to buy cute outfits, which sounds actually
I love that.
Yeah, it's about right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about really quickly. I'll pull up our schedule because next month we have a new theme. We're starting brand new and we are going to outer space.
Okay,
do I look like I'm in space?
Totally.
Did that look right? Space. Look at me like bouncing in space.
Do you want to hear something really hilarious?
What?
Paul can cut this if you want. Remember a couple weeks ago when we were hanging out and we watched a trailer? I don't know if I should say the movie because I don't remember if you guys are posting all the stuff you're going to watch. But do you remember we watched a trailer and you were like, tell me if this looks like it's set in space? Because Paul said this is a space movie, but I'm not seeing it.
No, I told John this the other day. So we wanted to watch.
So are you already aware we did watch the wrong trailer?
We did.
Yes.
I'm like, John, I was like, I don't think this movie's set in space. And he's like, it's not. I'm like, I don't know how Paul got that from this. We watched the completely wrong trailer. It's fine.
I just discovered this like literally 2 days ago because we were watching something else and the trailer for what we thought we were watching came on and I was like,
that's not space.
Oh my gosh, we watched the wrong trailer. And I told Paul and he was like dying because he was like, how did you manage that?
That
and
and the way that
we
I
were both pretty
gave him
confused.
the wrong name throughout the whole podcast. So you know what? It's just freaking moot. But yes,
happens.
Next month will be space films. We've got some fun stuff lined up for you guys, listeners. Maybe an FOP or two, and so we're excited to get into that. But that's the end of the episode. So if you guys could just like and subscribe on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast, and leave us a review. We would love to see what you guys think about the show. Follow us on Instagram, theme@theme.onscreen, and then we're on Letterboxd, Theme on Screen. And if you want to watch us on video and watch me look like an idiot flying through space, we're on YouTube, Theme on Screen. So that is all we have for you today. Everyone, thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a good week and weekend. Later.
Yes. Bye, everybody. And thank you. Here's my shout out. It's you and Paul for letting me co-host. This was so fun. Thank you so much. And yeah, hope everyone has a good week. And maybe I'll be on again at some point.
All right, bye.